I know I can buy salt and pepper shakers for $1 or $2, but why do that whenever I can buy a lathe and make my own? I don't want this thing bouncing all over the bench whenever I turn it on. So it has these threaded holes in the bottom that you can put a bolt through. You can mount it onto your bench, or for me, I might put it on a piece of plywood or something, and then I could clamp it onto my bench. But the hole, it's for an M8 bolt. That might be the one bolt I don't have in the shop. I'm just trying different ones. No, not that one either. I got one. Always keep your TV wall mount hardware. This bolt right here, I've had this in the shop since 2008. I knew I would use it eventually. I just need 2 more of them. I screwed the lathe down to a piece of scrap red oak because, you know, it's red oak. And I'm looking at all of this stuff, trying to figure it out. Things like roughing gouge, whatever that means. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I wonder if I can find some turning tutorials on Woodworkers Guild of America to sponsor today's video. Wait, there's how many videos on turning? I guess that's the reason why Woodworkers Guild of America is your online resource for woodworking instructions, ideas, and information. I've been a huge fan of Woodworkers Guild of America for a long time. They have premium instructional videos that walk you step by step through the process. That way you're not just watching something entertaining, but you also have expert instructors that are sharing tips and answering questions and engaging with the Woodworkers Guild of America community in real time. I just watched like a half a dozen videos on turning using traditional tools, carbide tip tools. I feel like I'm much more knowledgeable to give this a go. Now, I'm gonna put a link down in the video description. The first 1,000 of you that go down and use that link, you're gonna get a year's worth of premium membership to Woodworkers Guild of America for only $1.49. Yeah, you heard me, $1.49. That's an insane amount of content for that price. Thank you to Woodworkers Guild of America for sponsoring this video. Now, I'm gonna try out this lathe thing. Lathing? I'm gonna try out some lathing. Well, my test turned out pretty good. I made a cylinder. It looks pretty standard all the way across, which is good. It's slippery. You can hit something with it. Good. Now it's time to make the real deal. Out of something nicer than white oak. I cut some walnut into rectangles. Now I'm going to turn my blade to 45 degrees so I can cut off all those corners, makes it a little bit more round shape before I throw it on the lathe. I have my walnut chucked up in there. I don't know if chucked up in there is the proper term for turning because I'm not a turner. I'm also not a lather either. I've got some carbide cutters that I'm gonna use. I don't have the traditional tools for this, you know? Maybe I'll get them eventually, but I gotta get used to turning before I could do that. Point is that I'm gonna take all this stuff and I'm gonna turn it into a cylinder that looks like this, and then I'm gonna go over to the drill press and I'm gonna drill a whole bunch of holes in it. We're gonna figure out how to actually put the salt in it without it going It's a highly technical term. Over the drill press, and I've got my salt shaker here, and I got a little plastic cap. So I'm gonna drill a hole down into this that the salt's gonna go into, and then I'm gonna cap that off. And I think what I'm gonna do is also drill a large, really shallow hole there, just so I can inset that cap down just a hair, like a salt crystal's depth. If I want the salt and pepper to come out, I gotta drill holes. I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel here. This already has holes in it, so I could just take my drill bits and figure out exactly which one works. 1/16 of an inch. Time to put some finish on these dudes. I'm gonna go with shellac because it's food safe and it dries really fast. So I've got some shellac. I have a little bit of denatured alcohol that's really gonna thin this out. And I've got some walnut oil. These things turned out beautiful. The walnut has just enough figure in it that you have to pick it up and look at it and you go, oh, this is a salt and pepper shaker. I'm gonna put salt and pepper all over my stuff now. I turn them so they have a gradual taper and then a round over on the end. Doesn't need to be a crazy profile, just enough to give it some visual interest. Hope you enjoyed the video. Big thank you to the superhero community over on Patreon for helping me to make videos like this. Until we meet again, get in your shop and build something awesome.